Good afternoon, I'm Denise Tan and this is One News Now. The Senate has recalled its approval of the proposed spending plan for the Philippine Statistics Authority. This is over the PSA's supposed issuance of birth certificates to foreigners later on used to get Philippine passports. The Justice Department has information that at least 10 foreign nationals already have the Filipino document. The Foreign Affairs Department confirmed this, noting that the PSA certificates presented by these non-citizens were legitimate. With this, senators want the PSA to face questioning again before its 2024 budget is approved. Minority lawmakers are cautious of Vice President Sara Duterte's move to withdraw her request for confidential funds. Kabataan Party List believes the VP step back is meant to avoid bringing attention to other offices' secret funds, particularly those under the office of the President. The youth group added Duterte is merely escaping accountability for the OVP's 125 million peso confidential fund in 2022 transferred from the OP. For ACT Teachers Representative Franz Castro, VP Sara should still answer questions over past confidential funds as she has yet to disclose where these were spent. And now that Duterte's other agency, DepEd, has also withdrawn its request for secret funds, Castro said more pressing matters can be addressed like the ongoing learning crisis, classroom shortage, and more benefits for teachers. For his part, Senator Bato de la Rosa welcomed the VP's decision not to pursue confidential funds anymore. While Duterte was present yesterday at the Senate, it was her DepEd spokesman who explained why the VP is no longer interested in more budget.
Hindi na po ipursue, hindi na po itutuloy ng Office of the Vice President ang original na mungkahi para sa confidential funds. Bakit? Dahil po nakikita natin may tendency magkawatak-watak o magiging divisive itong issue na ito at dahil dito ang naniniwala ang ating Vice Presidente na siya ay nanumpa na panatiliing mapayapa at matatag ang bansang Pilipinas. Kaya hindi na po niya ipursue ang proposal for confidential funds.
Malacanang addresses the resignation of Paul Soriano as Presidential Advisor on Creative Communications. According to Presidential Communications Office Secretary Cheloy Grafil, Soriano took a break to spend time with his family and newborn daughter. Upon quitting, Soriano said he wants to prioritize his personal commitments. For now, there's still no appointee for the post the filmmaker vacated. He recently announced his directorial comeback via a film called The Fisher. Before this, Soriano took a leave of absence at the height of controversy involving the Department of Tourism's Love the Philippines campaign. At the launch, it was found that foreign stock footage were used in an audio-visual presentation. There were allegations that Soriano had a hand in the AVP. Time to take a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. The Agriculture Department is renewing its call to pass a law requiring restaurants to have a half-cup rice in their menu. The objective, avoid food wastage. Maricel Halili tells us more.
Even though the price of rice remains high, tons of it are being wasted by Filipinos every year. In fact, a study conducted by the Nutrition Research Institute of the DOST shows that every Filipino wastes at least 2 tablespoons of rice per day. That's equivalent to some 384,000 metric tons of rice wasted per year, valued at around 7.2 billion pesos. This could feed at least 2.5 million Filipinos.
Ano po ba napapansin natin pag may fiesta, no? Marami kasi yung sabi nga natin takaw mata. The campaign says, get only what you need. And in what we have done in the past was to encourage a half-cup serving as default.
PhilRice says there's a lot of rice wasted in the provinces. This is why PhilRice is also pushing for the passage of the half-cup rice bill. This would obligate all eateries or restaurants to make the option of having only a half cup of rice available nationwide. PhilRice says this could also benefit those who are diabetic. President Marcos had initially filed the Anti-Rice Wastage Act of 2013 when he was still a lawmaker. Currently, there are 4 to 6 areas in the Philippines that have ordinances on half-cup rice, including major cities like Baguio, Quezon City, and Manila. But advocates say it's best if this comes a law.
Para at least kahit saan ka man pumunta, alam mo na dapat magsiserve sila ng half. And ito naman po ay in consultation with the businesses din. And okay naman sa kanila as long as wala naman daw cost.
But some owners of small eateries like Rosaline are not in favor of the bill.
Nakabalot-balot po yung rice namin tulad po nito. Nakabalot na siya ng 1 cup. Ngayon, pag mag-half rice pa kami, parang kumbaga abala po para sa amin.
But for some customers, it will be good to have a law like this.
Kasi po, minsan po hindi naman po talaga nauubos yung kanin, nasasayang lang.
While the push for the half-cup rice policy is still ongoing, PhilRice is appealing to restaurants, especially those offering only rice, to be strict in implementing penalties for those who are not able to finish them. For News 5, Maricel Halili, we are One News.
We now give you a quick look at today's other top stories. Oil companies are expected to roll back fuel prices again. Based on the Energy Department's projections, gasoline prices could decrease by 60 to 80 centavos a liter next week. Diesel price rollback could be big time, up to 2 pesos and 70 centavos per liter, while kerosene may be cheaper by at least 1 peso and 65 centavos a liter. The DOE attributes lower pump costs to falling fuel demand in the US and China's weak exports. 36 of the 40 evacuees from Gaza who have crossed the Rafah border are arriving in the Philippines today. One of the repatriates is the Palestinian spouse of an OFW. 3 Filipinos have opted to stay in Egypt while another cannot travel back home just yet because she is 38 weeks pregnant. Israel has agreed to pause military operation in parts of North Gaza for 4 hours a day. But it clarified there will be no let-up in airstrikes that have already killed thousands of people. A post by the Israel Defense Forces said it will cancel attacks to mitigate civilian casualties. The pauses would allow people to flee along 2 humanitarian corridors. This window can also be used to release Hamas hostages. One News Now will be back at 3:15 p.m. Join us again later. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.